The game Axie Homeland is now available, and in it you may gather resources, make food, potions, weapons, and armor, and outfit adventurers with all of these things so they can engage in epic battles. What's going on, Axie fam? You can even update and modify your plot to your heart's desire. I'm Ron, and I'm here to help you through your initial steps in Axie Homeland. The sheer volume of new information may seem intimidating at first. The first thing I recommend doing is clicking on this small settings icon in the top left. This will allow you to change the graphical settings to be optimized for your specific PC. I'm here to help you, and by the end of the first hour, you should have this down as second nature. When you first load up the game, you'll be met with your 2 starter axes and 2 structures. The rest you have to build on your own. Now, looking on the top left, you'll see your player icon and your plot icon. By clicking that little information button, it will show you all the information you need to know about your plot. By clicking on the top of the window, you'll actually be able to rename your plot to whatever your heart desires. You will also be able to assign a special property to your plot, but please note that this will significantly speed up the process. Both advantages and disadvantages from here. You're going to want to start gathering resources so that you can build more structures and go from plot to village to city to empire, but you'll quickly notice that your axies are just standing around idle, no use. If you own multiple plots of land, you may want to specify one plot specifically for agriculture or one plot specifically for metal work, but if you're just unsure or you only have one plot to work with, it's best to just stick with the normal type to utilize the wheel. Simply click on the resource in issue and then click the tiny axe icon in the next available axie to automatically start completing that activity. For an even quicker technique, you can use your mouse to modify the zoom settings to keep your axies active. All you have to do is left-click the mouse button over the resource to launch an axie. While there are a lot of various resources in this game, the 2 most important ones are wood and stone, and once you have enough of these, you can start producing. While gathering that material, you can even queue additional chores for an axie to begin working on once they have done their initial duty. If you monitor your axes, new structures and an improvement are currently grading your plot. The first structure I'm going to build is a wood pile for storage so that instead of having to walk all the way back to the altar, they'll only have to walk a few steps to the new wood pile to create a new structure. Click the C button on your keyboard or click the hammer in the bottom right. If you've been gathering wood for a while, you'll notice that they have to walk all the way from the tree to the altar every time they have a full load. Once the structure is complete, axes will only need to go a short distance to drop their load of wood. Now claim you've finished. This will toggle the construction menu. We can then click on our woody warehouse and position it close to the trees that need to be gathered. Moving structures from one location to another is actually very simple, so wherever your next construction site is, just click. For example, imagine that you have gathered all the trees in the top right corner and now you want to get all the trees in the bottom left corner. Every building in the game has a very specific utility, and it's very important to both build and upgrade almost every single one of these buildings. But in order to get from this to this, you're going to need to have a very strong understanding of the Altar of Asia. This is the Altar of Asia, and it acts like a kind of mini-boss that you can use to move any straw structure to any other spot on your plot of land. The more you upgrade your Altar of Asia, the more things you can build, research, and control. But upgrading the altar does cost a significant amount of gold, so you're going to need to save up. Researching does take time, but it is completely free, and for each thing that you research, it will allow you to either upgrade an existing structure or build a brand new building that you haven't seen before. If you press K or the small scroll and quill icon on the bottom right, you will see your daily and weekly quests, and these quests are constantly refreshing. This will be your main source of gold, and you'll find that this is true when you first start out. To view your quests, click on the journal icon on the top left. You can complete each of these quests once, but you'll unlock more as you level up and progress through the game. When you hit the T key on your keyboard, the globe view will expand so you can see other people's plots and send your Axies to steal their resources if you can't find a resource on your own. Expanding the user interface, if you're anything like me, your eye is going to be drawn to that leaderboard button there. Your axes will actually walk all the way from your plot to the resource in question. But keep in mind that the farther the resource is from you, the longer it will take. You can also send your Axies out to resource nodes for basic resources like trees. There are two leaderboards here. The first displaying those who have made the most advancements in their land development, and the second displaying those who have made the most advancements in their Lunatia adventure. My initial thought was land development, which is obviously obvious, but what is Lunation adventure and how do I participate in it? Lunasia adventure is crucial since it allows you to send adventurers into battle and even watch as they do so while navigating various floors and swarms of adversaries. Build a survivor shop first, otherwise your adventure tabs will look like this. So go ahead and build your survivor shop, and once it is finished you will be able to click on your adventure trading tab and you will notice all your adventurers line up ready to trade. By doing their absolute best as a warrior, the more enemies they defeat, the more points you will earn, and the higher you will be on the leaderboard. Release your adventurer for fight. You can then click on the Lunasia Adventurer tab to examine the outcomes of all your previous battles or watch your adventurer battle live. They will start to arrive after a certain length of time, but they will keep appearing until your queue is full. As you advance through the floors, you will be able to give your adventurers equipment like food and weapons. You may also check their stats and skills to make sure you're giving them the right item for the situation. Now let's talk about aesthetics. When you're ready to begin decorating your plot of land, click on the construction button, then click on the tiny flag icon, then select Decoration Library. You will then be able to see all of the land items that you are currently holding in your Ronin wallet. You can only select up to 10 different styles of item per plot, so go ahead and select your items. Then you'll be able to use them to customize your adventurer and make them perform as well as they possibly can. If at any time you are unsure of what something does, you can always click the small information icon next to the structure, and it will give you all the available information on that construction and what its usefulness is. Before you know it, you'll have a lovely plot of land appropriate for an Axie King. By clicking on the item in question, it will tell you what plot it is located on and how long it will take to get to you. You can choose how many you'd like to purchase by pressing confirm, and your order will be placed. The auction house is also very important here because you can buy and sell resources and equip treatment from other players. Finalize, and the process of selling an item will begin. To do this, simply click the Sell tab, choose the item you wish to sell, pick how many units to sell, and hit the Sell button. If you confirm, your auction will begin right away. The last thing you'll need to learn is how to move resources from one plot to another if you happen to possess many pieces of land. To accomplish this, first click on the Resource Transfer tab. From here, you can choose what resource you want to send, how much you want to send, and where. Every time assets are transferred or you buy something from the auction house, you'll have to pick up that package from the post portal. However, please keep in mind that in order to transfer resources from one plot to another, you need to toggle this button in the top right corner and click the Transfer Resources button. You can prepare up to 5 packages at a time. However, you can only send one package at a time. The farther the plot is from you, the longer it will take to transfer that package. Thank you for watching.